quite a few people, you know. Hello, welcome to the December 11th Budget Committee meeting.
I'll get you. These two off, okay. All right, we have another select person here.
So, tonight's agenda was going to be reviewing.
Select board budget.
So the packets that you have, all of the templates, the board templates are in there, have been approved by the board, like therefore their yes recommendations. All of the department head ones that are in there have also been approved, except rec, I missed that we were tabling that one to next week. So it's in this packet, but the board does want to discuss that one more week, so. And then I gave you copies of, and they're all on the budget website. I just gave you a copy of the top sheet that I'd made up of the donation request that we have. And there's 3 templates attached to this set, which one is public areas and the other is unemployment. Those were 2 that the board was gonna vote on Monday, but we weren't able to have the meeting. And we invited Dee Dee and Judy tonight. We'd like to discuss, we had talked the other day about the amount that the board had decided to put into their budgets for training. And they have some discussion on that I think that can help. And so I also printed the deputy tax collector, town clerk template, because we might go that direction, so. So all the templates, like I said, that you have, these have been approved and voted on with yes recommendations from the board.
Okay, so first order of business would be?
We ought to, Joanne, did you have something you wanted to, Wendy?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and the revitalization, committee is wanting to talk to.
so the revitalization committee is working on the buildings in town to upgrade them, bring them up to code, or to bring life back into the town of Limerick. So right now, I'm not going to read the RFP to you because that really is a select board decision whether to do it. So I have 3 of you, 3 articles to write up or for the board to approve and you to make your recommendation on as well. Back, which will be next night. Okay. Not the first time. So the first article, it says, shall the town vote to establish a new capital account in Fund 3 entitled Capital Project Grant Acquisition for the purpose of supporting professional services and costs associated with preparing grant applications for restoration, renovation, preservation, handicap accessibility, and energy efficiency projects for the town of Limerick properties. I broke this down, and if you do ask this, I broke it down in 3 articles because if the whole article fails, you don't have the potential to at least establish an account. Then you could use it later on. And then that could fail on the next one is, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,000 for the purpose of supporting grant acquisition activities, including professional services, costs associated with preparing revitalization grant applications, and said funds to be applied to the capital project grant acquisition account. And the final one is, shall the town vote to transfer $5,000 from the unassigned fund balance into the capital account entitled Capital Project Grant Acquisitions. So we're asking for a total of $10,000, $5,000 from appropriation, $5,000 from unassigned or undesignated. Should be unassigned.
So, to clarify, the $10,000 is to have someone apply for these grants?
Yes, a professional grant writer.
Okay,
In which we usually have John Cleland. He does a lot of grants for us.
okay. And this isn't in the budget anywhere else? This would just be specific to your
It's not specific to us, it is part of the select board's budget. They would handle grants, projects of this caliber or nature.
Okay, because I know I've seen $5,000.
It was in the
Grants.
administrative,
It's in the admin budget.
and I'll just make a comment on that. When it comes to grant writing and things like that, you probably want it standalone, because if you're in the process of doing something, you get to the end of the year, you may not have the funds. So at least if you put it into a grant writing account and it's specified to that, if nothing, you can use that money. You should be able to use that money. But yes, it's for beautifying the town, basically, when it comes right down to it.
Don't we already have grant writing in one of the articles? Right, so we're gonna, how much
I
was in
think that
one?
was 5,000.
It's 5.
So now we're gonna add another 10, so that'll be 15.
No, well, you can take that
No,
5,000 out of...
we can take this out initially, is what she's saying. We can take it out of our admin budget.
And that's
So we're not raising it. We won't put it in the budget and be raising it.
Okay.
We'll wait to see what the selectmen do. If they decide to put it on, then we vote.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's the decision, yes, that,
That's right, we're
Yeah.
only gonna,
no, but potentially this budget would decrease by another $5,000.
right, so
Yeah.
it's 5,000 more, so you guys are gonna have a discussion with the select board next week?
Yeah, we were supposed to have it Monday night, but they had to cancel
Right.
that meeting because they were shorthanded.
Yep.
And so they will make their recommendation. It doesn't, the order you do it, it's not going to hurt anything.
And how much is available in grant money that might be that might be available?
I'm not quite sure what's available in grant money. We go out and look, for there's grants all over the place that can be looked
Okay.
for. This committee itself has received grants like $750,000, $10,000. I worked on the grant for the fire station, that was 1.8 million.
1 million,
1 million,
another million
Yeah.
has just come in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, so,
it's money well
It-
spent.
yes,
And the fire
saves some money.
department's gotten grants. So that's the reason the selectmen did it, is so that would cover all the town. If anybody wanted to, try for a grant, they could. That was the purpose years ago, putting it in the selectmen's budget, so it wasn't just that committee could seek a grant. Everyone else in town could too.
Okay.
So, but that's fine. We'll discuss it next week.
Yep. So,
Yep.
on the account, establishing the account, the budget committee doesn't really have to vote on that.
Right.
It's a non-monetary thing.
Right. Okay. Judy, you want to talk to us, or you don't wait for Dee Dee to get here? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Brady or Alicia, do you want to enlighten us on what Judy and Dee Dee are going to need, or what your thoughts are on that?
Well, so I had talked to them yesterday
Yeah.
about, we'd added in, I don't want to say the wrong amount. 15 on each, yeah. So we'd added in $15,000 into each of their budgets for training, which was the initial thought was for a few different reasons, right? Like, we weren't 100% sure how the vote was going to go last night, so now we know it's an appointed position. So we just wanted them to allow them to have funds, for that process. So to stay on and train, to help train within the process, or the training that they need. Like, I think the board just wasn't 100% sure on amounts. So now that we know it's appointed, I know Dee Dee had thoughts, and she can explain more on if we just, because the goal will be for them to wanting to hire another deputy town clerk tax collector, like back in their office. So if we just put the money back into that template, then we won't need as much into training in each of their budgets, but we just want to make sure that they're comfortable and have the funds that they need to, make that new position, or new positions. I mean, it'll be multiple people. One person will not take both of those jobs, like, that's not gonna happen. So, So we may be able to, I think the board, so we'll, for their recommendations, when Dee Dee's here, and what she feels or what they feel is best, and then the board can decide on Monday night. So those templates could potentially change as well, so.
So it's 15,000,
Right now, we have 15,000 in each of their
Each.
budgets, yes.
and but that was eliminating the deputy?
Yeah, so right now, we do not have a deputy town clerk template. Like, we don't have any budget,
Okay.
any money in that budget at all. So last year, I think,
It was like
well,
30.
Anastasia's budget, I think, was 53,
It was like
50,000, so,
How much of that was expended?
none, wasn't it?
yeah, I'd have to look at,
Some part of it
I don't know if I have the right sheet
think I
to
have
look
it
for
here.
that, but, so that's, like I said, that's the goal that the board had, so.
29% of that budget was expended as of.
Well, once you left, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's,
So that-
You're saying the one that's gonna be hired, you're figuring $15,000 for the whole year?
No, like, just the training amount. So, do you mean like the salary part, or what?
Well, I thought they was gonna keep it like the deputy was for this past year,
Yep,
because we didn't use it, 'cause she got done.
yep.
But to hire someone to come in for starting off training, if they're gonna hire.
Yeah, we
hopefully they're
definitely
gonna
need a
stay
budget.
on.
Oh, Judy, hey, Judy,
Yep.
nobody can hear you.
No, we definitely do need to, and I think now we know how the vote went. Now we know which direction
So
we
are
can go in.
Are we gonna hire somebody in March,
Well,
and
that's-
they'll be here a whole year, or are they gonna be here for 6 months?
I think
Because,
that'll-
because,
Hopefully we can hire them after the new year.
Needs to, be a conversation with the board and,
but that's what I'm saying,
Judy.
so there'll be a year in training until you
It'll be
re...
a year and 2 or 3 months, yeah, in
Okay,
training.
well, that's what the board's
So I
gotta...
think we just need to figure out well, most likely, I would think we'd put back a deputy town clerk template now and figure out an amount of training that possibly just within their budgets, or if we don't need that, I just, that's where we're kind of at now, so.
Because I felt, I don't know, our salary, my budget's my budget, Dee Dee's budget's
Yeah.
her budget. Again, you're gonna have to have a town clerk and a tax collector come March of 2027. One person, we thought we could start training
Yeah,
for the window service, anything we do at the window. Then they still gotta get their certifications as a tax collector and a town clerk once we're done. Because the state you have to go to that class and get a certification for the tax collector. For the tax collector, again, I have to turn my commitment over to the new tax collector, so if we have to have that audit to make sure I collected what I'm supposed to collect, and I've turned over to the treasurer what I don't collect. And then I have to re-sign it over to the new tax collector. Town clerk's no different. But
so
again, it's a
would
hit
you
or
be
miss.
thinking
don't-
we would be hiring 2 people to be training, or
We'll start off with one to do the window
the window?
stuff.
Okay,
We don't wanna bog someone down
I
with all
know.
the elections and
Yeah,
everything.
okay.
But this is a good year coming up to learn that, because it's the governor race, like Dee Dee says, so it's gonna be busy.
yeah,
So, and like I said, so that they can kinda take on a little bit at a time.
yeah.
But meanwhile, go to the trainings, but if you go to the training, you haven't worked at least 3 or 4 months doing certain jobs in there, you aren't gonna have a clue what they're talking about. So that's why, like with motor vehicles, they started off as a re-reg class first. And then they expanded 3 months later, they have the other class for re-reg, new reg. And then another class to do trucks is totally different. Because when Lane got done, Lane didn't do big trucks. you had to come here, do excise. She did the excise only, and they had to go to another town to get their plates. So that's what motor vehicles explained to me, that until this person gets to that point, they can't, she might still be able to do cars, but not
Big
trucks.
trucks, yeah.
And again, and they have, when I worked with Elaine for like 3 or 4 years. She got done, retired. So where I had worked with her that time, I was already a deputy to her per se as an agent, but I wasn't an agent of the state. Elaine was, because she was the tax collector. She was the one that was bonded. So they let me keep doing what I was doing, but at that time, we still hadn't been doing trucks. And they advised me to go to a workshop to try to get certified for that, because it wasn't all that big of a deal. So like I said, but meanwhile, they let me stay on as their agent, but they didn't give me my certification till they audited my work for 9 months.
Okay.
And then at the end of the 9 months, then I got my certification from motor vehicles to be their agent.
Okay.
So, but like I said, but I thought, again, to hire someone, I think you gotta be at least starting them off at 20. I can't see anybody want to come aboard not even starting at 20 an hour. So I thought if you just kept it this, I don't know what
Yeah, I
Anastasia's
think,
base
Well,
was.
and when she left, I think it was 23.58. And then if we add COLA back to that, even
Because when we started hiring deputies, what we did is we had a format.
Right.
I think it was up to like $23 an hour.
Yep.
But they had to be a certain level as an agent,
Yep.
as far as motor vehicles, saying that they're doing okay, they can re-register cars, and they can do okay, they can do new cars.
Yeah.
And then when they got to that point, then we would give them another $1 as they
Yeah, and that makes
worked up
sense.
the
Oh, yeah.
ladder.
Yeah.
So, but I just thought if you left it the same as it was
Yep.
that year, with the deputy thing on its own,
And then the
just for a
potential.
year.
So I
And
think,
then, like I said, as they get trained and work on again, I could cut back on hours, or Dee Dee could, or whatever. Then you could hire this other person
Start the,
to be
yeah.
the town clerk.
No,
But we just thought, get this one person trained to do the window, whether it's a boat, snowmobile, a car, or
makes the most
registering to
sense.
vote, or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
so I think that's a
Dee
good,
might have a totally different.
yeah, that's right. We'll see what Dee Dee says, but I think that
That makes
this should be all at the selectmen's meeting, all talked about and then brought to us on the financial end
Well,
of
it'll
things.
just be another template for
Well, that's what I'm saying.
guys,
And
yeah.
This isn't the forum for us
No,
to
we just knew
to do.
we could have the discussion on,
Yep.
now that we know how the,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, do they start in January? Are they gonna start in March and go a whole year? But you just said it took you 4 years to get certified. So we could be in a quorum if somebody doesn't come in that can get,
Certified with Elaine, but Elaine was an agent.
that's right, but so if you leave and this person's not certified, that puts us back in a problem, so, thank you. No, that's, we're not gonna tell you you're late, Dee Dee, but that's fine. Dee Dee, your mother's been explaining the transfer, and we're trying to discuss to see if we're gonna, somebody would start in January or March and have a whole year of training. So, what's your thoughts while we're talking about it? But then the Board of Selectmen, essentially, you'll have to make a decision.
I would say it would be up to you guys what you,
Well, that's what we just said, but we didn't know, you think a year would be sufficient for somebody to train?
will be better than,
Well, that's fine, but just, you know, your mother gave her input, and, you know, if you think so.
Hiring one to do the window stuff, to start with. Whether it's registering, vote, or not whole detailed reports and all that, just get them so they know, understand how to register things, whether it's vote or car, or
then you have the one.
when.
Come up to the mic, please.
And they can't hear me away from the mic, come on.
Oh, they can.
So, my thought is, you probably need whoever you're gonna have as town clerk, whoever you're gonna have as tax collector in there to learn the job. I mean, it's not fair to hire one person.
Oh, no, there'll be 2 people hired, but at least start with,
We're just trying to figure out how the economics are gonna work. Is somebody gonna start in January and learn on your part, and then somebody in March learn on her part, or what do you think both, you know, if there's 2 people? The
Right,
financial,
It'd be up to the selectmen who they wanna hire, but, I mean.
well, I don't care who they hire,
this-
we're trying to figure out the money.
Right. This year, of course, March election, in March, that's the annual town meeting.
Yeah.
Then you have the primary and the governor in November.
Right.
So it is the prime time to throw somebody in, whoever's gonna be town clerk, because it's gonna be the worst election other than the presidential. So they're gonna get a crash course.
Right. So somebody should start in January, we're gonna start advertising for
They do
somebody?
start with the primary stuff. It's right there when we're almost at March. They're throwing
Okay.
stuff at me for June, so.
So I think next Monday night, you guys ought to come out and discuss it with the select board to figure out when we're gonna hire somebody. Then you can come back and figure the money out on our end of the thing. We're talking about putting your deputy pay back in to the budget, because right now, there's
Correct.
nothing
But there would
here.
be two
Well,
Do
two-
you
deputies.
wanna see 2 people?
That's what
Do you
I'm-
wanna
yeah.
see 2 people?
I would like to see
Okay.
2 people. It's not fair to just hire the one, get one person trained, then bring somebody else in.
Train them.
I mean, I would put out the applications, who you're gonna hire for town clerk, who you're gonna hire for tax collector, and then just start in, because
Do
they
we
are
have a-
2 different
Do we have a
jobs.
job description finished yet? I know we talked about it.
Howard today, the one that we had.
Okay, because we talked about it a month ago at this, you know, at the meeting.
Back
So-
in 2015, but most of
Well,
it's
I
it's,
think
yeah.
they were probably waiting until, to see what
We
Well,
happened.
it's still gonna be,
Yeah.
well, no, I asked them to have it before
Share
we
it.
voted. We're
We'll
voting
be
on it.
adding in 2 templates, one for the treasurer,
I did
one for
print
tax
those out.
collector and one for
And I
deputy
did
clerk.
Yeah.
do it.
And we're removing the
Separately.
15,000.
We're gonna
for-
take the
Yeah,
215s out.
So do you, if we, so we can talk about it on Monday, but if we're gonna hire for 2 people, we can do 2, like, we could do a deputy town clerk, deputy tax collector, so they can be separate. But do you think then to take the 15,000 back out of each of your budgets makes most sense then, if we're gonna have, like, their own templates of
The
pay and
deputies are
add
gonna
some
have to be
training?
separate.
Yes.
They wouldn't be in our.
No,
town
but
clerk
you don't
budget
need
or-
that you aren't gonna need that training money now in your budgets.
We're gonna
or-
need some. 'cause
Yes,
I mean,
but
if we have
not-
to go to a training.
Yeah,
that's-
but not that, to that caliber then.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 15,000?
And I don't even think the 15,000 for the deputies that's a bit much.
Well, that's
Yes.
not for training, we're talking about for payroll for them. So we still gotta have payroll, they're gonna work.
Right, but you're not gonna pay them out of training.
No, that's what I'm saying,
No,
they gotta have a
no,
whole separate
I mean,
thing.
that's why I'm saying to you now, we can take 15, we don't have to have 15,000 in each of your budgets for training. So we can go back to a normal amount, do a deputy town clerk template and a deputy tax collector template, and then when we hire the 2, they'll both play off of their own. Okay.
Basically, we're saying you have 15 for training. Can that be chopped if none of that's gonna be used for your deputy? They'll have their own.
We shouldn't have 15,000.
Well, that
Okay,
wasn't in
that's-
their budgets anyway, that was
That was
the
added
board's.
Well, it says right here, 15,000.
Yeah, but I think that was added.
Yeah,
on
That
the board-
was-
the board added it.
The
We added that.
board
I
added it.
understand it, but we're looking at 15,000, so it should come out if they don't think they need the 15,000.
We just said that, sir, yes.
Well, what we're saying here and what's in writing is 2 different things, so. Glad you could make it tonight.
What do you feel is a fair amount for training amounts? I'm gonna go off of your recommendation on your own.
How much was that?
I was gonna say, it was-
Anastasia that first year, how much was?
Your top, I can't remember. But you're talking about at least 6 different trainings.
Yeah.
And $80 tops per
You
training.
said that, yeah. I mean, do you think 500 or 1,000 is sufficient?
Of course, it depends on where they are, if they have to stay.
Well, that's why I'm
someplace.
wondering if we do
They need a
1,000.
hotel and
Right,
everything
if
else,
they have to
right?
stay someplace. If it's Augusta, then we just go back and forth.
Yeah.
But
1,000 for each one.
I don't think so.
1,000 for each? Okay.
I'll add it up tomorrow. I'll let you know.
Yeah, just like, I mean, that, I'll bring that back to the board, and then if you guys want to come on Monday, and then we can decide on putting it out, and that next step, then that's great.
Okay.
And, one more thing, would you say it was 23 something the pay was for the deputy?
Anastasia was getting $23.58, so we can talk on
She
Monday,
was also
but
here 2 years
No, that's what I'm saying.
when
So
she left. That was,
you guys will have to come up with what
With
you
an
think a
amount to
starting
start.
salary is gonna be, and then,
Somebody's gonna start here for around $18 an hour.
I didn't say that. I'm just
no,
saying
no,
when she
you gotta
left.
pick a number.
She's been here 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, she
So I
was,
wouldn't start somebody at $23 an hour. I think that's what I'm getting at.
unless somebody comes in with a lot of experience, we don't know until.
They're
like-
already certified, I
Yeah,
mean,
so the pay's gonna
find
have to
someone
be a
that has the
sliding scale,
certifications.
and hopefully it says it on your, job description, Yeah, that's not, we've gotta be able to base it on something, because,
We had it as a base amount.
Right.
And then they get this certification and they can
Sure,
get an
yeah.
extra box. That's how I.
I average 25 an hour, and what you average. So you probably don't want to start them off higher than us.
well, yeah, but you're getting older and slower, so how's that?
We are, just like you, Steve.
Yeah.
Only we're prettier.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, that's good. No, I mean, it's just, it's a starting point. So we gotta go.
We'll find out if nobody comes to apply.
right.
Well, then you'll have, there's always a special meeting or whatever. We gotta start from scratch, is what it is. But at least it gives us a year and 3 months to hopefully somebody go along and get it. Other than that, you have to stay.
No.
It'd be audit overtime.
We have a takeout to open. People are hungry.
Oh, my God. We can miss a few meals. All right. You guys got anything else?
I do not, because I,
I think while we're here, let's go over some of these.
okay.
Just, that's a quick thing. Okay. All right, thanks, Dee.
Okay, so this is what the charitable,
Yeah, it's a request for charitable requests,
okay.
and Saco River Corridor. We have nothing for them, or is that because they don't know what?
Did you guys approve that as well?
They haven't approved these, they were gonna approve them on Monday.
Okay.
So you
Ah,
can do, if I were you, I would take this off your plate tonight. If you wanna say you would approve it, if the board puts it on, then we know you already approve it, and if they don't, then it won't go
Well,
on.
yeah, but there's requests, so there's been no request for Saco River?
So Saco River is requesting $750.
Okay, but-
2025, they did not get anything. The only ones
Okay,
for 2025 are the ones that have amounts listed next to it.
okay.
And those are the amounts that they got. The new amounts are what they're requesting
Right, and
this
everybody-
year.
And everybody wants more,
Yes.
okay?
And all of those letters are on the budget website, so you can look at them.
So the board has decided 2,500 for the 3 lakes.
Well,
Last year, we haven't decided.
they haven't
Okay,
yet.
all right. So we'll wait for you guys to make your decision and then go from there. Because last year, Lake Arrowhead was 25, they're up to 4.
Last year, each lake association
Got
requested
25.
a different amount, and
Right.
we we decided to do 25 across the
Sure,
board.
yeah.
So one of them could have requested 4, and the other one could have
Yep.
requested 1,500.
I think last year they did even request more than they got, but
Yeah.
those are their new request amounts.
Yes, okay.
And then, do these amounts have to be voted on in the election?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
In order to give the donations, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
there'll be
We'll do all
questions.
separate, so, all right.
okay. And what about the revitalization and the historical society? Isn't that like some type of capital expense, or is that,
So
That's not
they're looking, so
Is that from the
is that,
donation?
that's not charitable?
the Historical Society one is the,
Yeah, from last year.
yep.
Okay, they made those repairs.
Oh, okay,
Right, I was
good.
gonna say, that, yeah, they
For the
asked,
bathroom?
that was a one-time,
Up at the church for life safety issues.
No, this is to put a bathroom in.
When we discussed it a couple weeks ago about possibly putting it on the ballot again, someone from the
Oh, okay.
Historical Society said that the repairs
All
had
right.
been completed. but-
Beautiful.
that's up, that wasn't at the church, was it? Was it the, up at the hall up on the hill?
It was at the Historical Society had acquired the Old Baptist Church
Right,
and requested money from us to fix that.
okay,
I think it was, I thought it was for a bathroom.
okay.
Again, their request donation is on the website. And the email for the Grange Hall for a new ceiling.
And again, would that be, that's not a capital expense, that's a donation?
Well, it would be put as,
Should be a capital improvement.
yeah, it could be. I mean, they're asking for it for, I think it was for us to order ceiling tiles. to
Right, but the
have.
Grange Hall is the town
Yeah.
building,
Yes.
so we're not gonna donate to our own town.
Well, I put it on here so you
Yeah.
could at least see it and then the
Right.
board can,
Yeah.
if they decide to
But
put
for
it on
our
as a
own,
question.
for our own building, it'll be a capital improvement.
Yes.
Okay.
It's under a request, like it came in as a request for
Well, yeah, I
them
think-
wanting us to look at it.
Yeah, probably be a crest to put it on the ballot.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I think we got our homework to do.
So, we'll just wait and see
Yes.
what the Board of Selectmen comes back with for numbers.
Yep.
And review them for
Next
next
week.
week's
Yep.
meeting.
So
And
next week you'll give your
We
recommendations?
will give our
Maybe.
Okay.
recommendations.
No.
No.
Well, I'm just saying that we're waiting for the board. The board has now recommended these, so.
Yeah, well, we didn't,
I haven't
we
got
just
it.
got them, so we haven't had a chance
No,
to.
you had them. They've been online.
Well, some of us work for a living, too.
Yes. I
there we
realize
go.
that. Uh-huh.
Yes. So, but we were supposed to have this stuff on October 1st, then November 1st, and here we are, December 11th, so.
I don't want to get into that right now. I could go very lengthy why we didn't have them for October, but I won't, so.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying, it's just,
Okay, because we'll be
Okay.
on two different levels on this one. Absolutely.
And now, just from my understanding of this, what you approve, you've talked to and gone through with all the department heads on all these budgets.
The department heads the ones that we've approved, the department heads had presented here, or they were pretty self-explanatory. The board sat at last week's meeting, went through them, and one by one to review them, make any changes necessary, and give our recommendations on them.
Okay. Okay.
Week before last, yes,
I will.
not Monday,
I know.
all right.
December 1st.
So with that, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
Somebody will say it. So just be clear, and I'm saying this online now, because remember, when you're reviewing these, you don't come back next week because the tax collector one, town clerk one are going to change. And the grant admin cost could potentially change if the board votes to take that $5,000 out, or if they vote to leave it. So just keep those couple things
Yeah, so.
in mind.
So if the board has anything specific for grants, I would put it, you could put it all into one account, but we've
Yeah.
had that account specifically for renovations, restorations, and all that. If there's another project that, you know, like we want to build a community center, you know, I'll get grants for that.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
that's a big-
Okay.
So, your motion to adjourn?
So if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Speak up, Dave.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay,
All right,
so meeting adjourned.
okay. Thanks, Gail.